I've always felt different. I've always seen things, but when I tried to express them as a child, I was always told to ignore it.
There were people that I didn't know that came to me and said, I have this message that I keep getting that I have to deliver to you.
All of a sudden, out of the shadows, a homeless man just jumped right in front of me. And he said, I'm a soul just like you.
I love it.
I wanted to understand the universe and who and what we are and what are we doing here.
Well, we're all part of this amazing soul wave tapping into each other.
This was a major life changer.
You are a light. You have helped me a ton. Thank you.
You've given me the courage to live more from my soul.
Millions of people are awakening. So wake up with Michele Meiche. Be pleased to hear the best-selling authors and experts in the fields of cutting-edge self-help, personal growth, metaphysics, and spirituality. The soul path of awakening. Understand what living awake is.
Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing? All right, if you're new to the podcast, I'm Michele, and it's great to have you here with me. Just getting my decaf latte. Got the chat open a little bit late, so people getting in there. It's Jules. Hey, Jules. How you doing in the chat? Good to see you. So the chat co-host, co-pilots of the podcast and sound engineers, they help ground the energy. Let me know how my sound is. If you happen to be, wanting to call in, that number's 347-539-5122. That's 347-539-5122. And press 1 on your keypad. I'm going to give that to you again. 347-539-5122. And if you want to ask a question, get a reading, press 1 on the keypad. Because sometimes, in fact, I think it was last week, we had a lot of callers, but not everybody pressed 1 on the keypad. So I don't always click on it because a lot of you are listening at work or taking care of kids or running around, cycling somewhere, at the gym, not at the yoga studio, but I don't know where else. Anyway. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, do you see by my voice? I'm sounding so much better. I'm feeling so much better. I think it was probably the big C. I don't know. Started because I had all the exhaustion. I did my little hydroxychloroquine, double doses of that, oxysilicum, whatever that name is, that homeopathic remedy, and just a lot of good old-fashioned extra vitamin soup and rest. What can I tell you? Extra rest. I think I've rested so much I'm going to turn into a bed or a sofa. Let's see what's happening here in the chat. I sound good. Oh, thank you. All right, let's see. Okay, you know what? Let's just get to callers. I like to change it up. I don't know if there's any messages that came through this morning. I do have a new pick a card out that, if I do say so, I'm really liking. I'm playing around, you guys, also with different editing modalities. So you might want to check that out. Check out my YouTube. And please subscribe. Connect with me on Instagram. I'd love people to connect. Follow me on Instagram for Soul Insights. I've been doing Monday mantras, after just messages from the guides and the soul, the oversoul, your soul. Messages to help kind of connect you into your soul. And I'd love to have you there as well. And then, of course, YouTube. I'm dropping a video at least once a week. I'm going to try for 2 times a week. I just hired a new assistant, so hopefully I'll be able to do more on YouTube. I'd love to if I could get 3 videos up a week, oh my God. But let's just start with 2 and see what happens. And also you can connect with me on Patreon. All right, 347-539-5122 is the number to call in. You can also ask questions in the chat. Let's get to our first caller, shall we? And I'm going to get my latte also. Hey, you're on air. Welcome.
Hi, Michelle.
Hello.
This is Jasmine. Hello.
Hey, Jasmine. Come.
Hi. For a little while now, I've been trying to change my eating habits, and I've been stopping and starting. I was wondering if you can maybe connect with my guides or, just my higher self and try to find out, what am I not understanding about, the change in the way that I eat, because I'm always stopping and starting, and I want to just, have a nice momentum of eating healthier.
Okay, first of all, let's take a deep breath in and release and just sink into the body, connect into the body. Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, really feel the essence of your spirit in your body. You need to be more in your body, appreciating, understanding your body. Now, you've had a lot going on, so you've been doing a lot just kind of functional, step by step, trying to get things done, trying to put things in order. For you, even just instead of just plowing out of bed, just rolling in the bed for a while, or just kind of even rolling side to side, just connecting in with your body and asking your body what it needs and what do you want to do for the day. Starting off your day a little bit more pace. Now, the other thing I'm definitely getting with you is protein. Healthier protein throughout the day. You may even want to do like a smoothie, protein powder, maybe early morning or to midday. But I do feel like you haven't been as much in your body. And so the food has kind of been a way to two things: release anxiety or quell anxiety, calming, and and also it's actually a way to get in your body, but you're not consciously in your body. So there's just been a disconnect from the consciousness because you've been going through so much. So really, even embracing, I'm doing it now, even giving yourself a hug and holding the body. Because once you reconnect, because you weren't always like this. So it's just sometimes when we go through a lot in life or we go through trauma or difficult times, we kind of live from our throat upward. And we're not really feeling our body because, unfortunately, the more we're in our body, we feel everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. So we feel the pain also. So kind of for you, it's been a way to kind of, not feel the pain as much and to, massage or, massage to soothe from the anxiety. So for you actually getting more into your body with breath work like we did, getting up in the morning and just a big breath in and drag the breath down through, like, there's this life force animating energy in my body. That's going to greatly help you. So for you, it's all about connecting with the body or reconnecting because you were. And we all have this kind of happen. We get out of little things or little treats that are good for a little bit become more and more and more of what we're doing. And it's because it's soothing that anxiety. But you can soothe it through breath work and movement and just feeling yourself in your body. Because if you really feel yourself in your body, you're not going to want something. I do it all the time. Sometimes I have an idea, like I'll have these ideas in my mind what to eat, or I'm not hungry, and then I want to get something. And sometimes it's something, it could be like I love mint chocolate chip ice cream. It could be that, and it's not that that's wrong to have. It's just, do I need it right now? Or I had it last night, or I had it earlier. Do I need it again? And if I think about what it is, and then I go into my body and go, what do I really want? A lot of times, it can be different. It can be different than what I was going to do. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
All right, Jasmine. Just give yourself a break. Get more in your body. You've been through a lot. But you'll get back to better eating. Not that long. It's not going to take you that long. All right?
Okay.
Big hug.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. The body is key. Hey, you're on air. Hi.
Hi, Michelle. My name's Taylor.
Hi, Taylor. How are you?
I just have I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What's your question?
Well, my partner and I really haven't been seeing eye to eye lately. We're both starting to cycle back into traumatic patterns from similar past toxic relationships. And I'm just wondering if you still see a future between us, if this is a cathartic healing experience, or if both of us are just falling back into unaligned patterns.
It's cathartic, but you guys are, okay, you're on the brink of, like, disaster, breakup. There's a lot of control issues and issues of not trust. So I don't know if there's issues within this relationship or just in general. And majorly the control issues.
Yeah.
Is that making
Definitely see that.
You're wanting them to be one way, they're wanting to be a certain way, wanting you to be a certain way. You know, you might have heard me talk about this before, but you can go to this works. I mean, if I look at what I did in my 20s and early 30s, I wish now, sometimes I go, God, I wish if I could do a redo. I watch things on TV like, I don't know, this 90 Day Fiancé, and I want to honestly, I want to get on Twitter, I want to get on Instagram and call out all these people and DM the various people and going, my God, you're in with a full-blown narcissist, borderline, sociopath. It's like, you're playing this out, these control issues. And I know it's our society. We're taught this. Oh, my God, you see it in old movies. You guys are playing out some stuff. I would say go to my website, soulplayground.life, copy and paste, projection, perception. There's a few write-ups. What a mirror is a mirror. One blog post is a mirror is perception is a mirror. Projection is okay, God, I can't think of it. I'm so excited. I'm talking to you because it's like the last couple of days I've been watching these shows, and I'm like, I'm just about been watching everything, and I'm like, my God, we are so unhealthy as a nation. Perception is a window. Projection is a mirror. If you go to, I think it's in the Soul Path tools or Soul Path support, there is projection, perception, how to take back projections, what are projections, and also 5-step emotional clearing process you can copy and paste. If you want the advanced version, you've got to get the MP3. And that's, on the side, I think on Soul Path Tools where the books and CDs are and MP3 downloads. I'm telling you, if you can get a handle on projection perception and understand what it is and learn how to take back projections, you can use my technique and then eventually you can just do it in your own head. You'll have much less problems to hardly any to none. And I see that now in my own relationship and relationships. It's like, that's what's going on with you guys, and it's hard to get out of. It's hard to get out of, and then there's blame pointing on one side or the other. So I would say if there's any hope for you is start to work on yourself right now. Understand what's going on within yourself and how to handle yourself. Because right now there's like underlying so much tension, and it's not just the issues between the two of you. Yes, it's past relationship and childhood. And it's all coming up. And I think part of it is because you guys were starting to get closer. So, yeah, you have a chance in this relationship, but I feel like it's tight. There could be a breakup and then get back together and try it again. But the big thing you guys got to work on, which is, and control comes from projection. People control people, they're caught in a projection. So that's what I would suggest to you, okay?
Yeah. I mean, did take like 3 years of just my own personal time to just understand and work through all the traumas of the past relationship, and it's disheartening that it's all coming back because it feels like, no progress was really made. But yeah,
no,
I
it's
think
made, Taylor.
the
thing is, we're never done. That's why there's tools. I learned that a long time ago, because earlier on in my life I thought, I did all this work and it should be done. No, what it is that you have tools so when you get triggered, and you'll get triggered until you're 80, 85, 90, 100, 150. It's just, the thing is, what brings people to more consciousness once you've done a lot of deeper work, because believe me, honestly, it takes a good year and a half to work with a therapist to really build rapport. So 3 years is really not that long of therapy when you think you've had a relating pattern your whole life, and then you've been around it from your family. So it's like we're born into it, this, kind of way of being. So the thing is, don't think of it as a failure. You haven't failed. It's not that the inner work or whatever you didn't work. It's just that you have to apply it all the time.
Yeah.
It's like we get up and we brush our teeth, we brush our hair, we take a shower over and over and over. If we don't walk, if we don't run, if we don't work out or do our yoga or dance or whatever, our body is not going to be in shape, and we're not going to be mentally, emotionally in shape. So mental, emotional, inner work, health, how to deal with relationships is a lifelong process. It's just like working out. It's mental, emotional working out. So
yeah, that does make sense.
Does it make sense? Cool. So what you need, that's why I'm suggesting these tools for you. They're very easy to do. They're very easy to learn. And then you could make them your own. Then you have them forever. I mean, I've been doing it. I first came out, I think, in the late 90s with the 5-step emotional clearing process. And I do it all the time. I do it less and less now, because I'm less triggered, but I do the projection perception all the time because I get triggered. I get my feelings hurt or pissed off at something or someone. And sometimes I'm right, but that doesn't mean anything. It's better for me to know that I'm right. I don't need to let someone else know that. What I need to do is learn how to have harmony, not by trying to be a peacemaker and be a doormat, but understanding, people have weird quirks. People get triggered. I have weird quirks. I get triggered. That doesn't mean they don't care about me. That doesn't mean they're trying to take advantage of me. What it means is they have a weird quirk, and, okay, let them have their weird quirk. I'm telling you, because if you don't address this, it's going to keep coming up for you. The major control issues about how it should look, it's coming from perfectionism with you, this idea of what a perfect relationship is or perfect life. And again, some of that may be true, but some of it may not be true. So both of you are putting a lot of stress on each other, and there's a lot of meaning. You guys are assigning meaning to things that don't really have meaning, that are just triggering. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what happens when you get triggered, when people are projecting on each other, it just keeps re-triggering. There's no ending. And it's like being in this Bermuda Triangle, this vortex. It just keeps sinking and sinking. And the reason you can't get out of it is because it's the inner child. It has to do with childhood wounding that the wounded part of the inner child is trying to fix. And it can never be fixed in the present moment through another person. It can only be healed and handled or fixed by our own connection to ourselves and our own realization. So give it a go and then see what you're trying to control and why.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been a lot about like money and like shared finances, and like I feel like I'm taking on more of the burden, and he doesn't see that what is owed or like what's fair, and it's just
But there's a reason you got yourself into that pattern. See, you're trying to control him, and he is how he is. And if that's not you see what I'm saying? You're trying to teach him by being the mommy role. And in the beginning of a relationship, that feels very safe, especially for a woman. But later on, it doesn't feel safe because you're thinking, oh, my God, why didn't this guy get it? I've been showing him what to do. He doesn't get it because that's not him. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So you're not going to be able, it's going to be a constant battle, constant fight. That's what I'm saying. You got in this relationship for control, to show somebody or teach somebody how to be. He's not going to be like that because that's not how he is. That's just straight up. Some people are not good with money. Some people are playing out like rebellious teenager things of, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to buy this. It doesn't matter. And that's see what I'm saying? That's a projection. You're not going to control me. I'm going to do what I want to do. Yeah, but you both are trying to control each other. And it's playing out mommy-daddy issues. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. It's like if you get with someone that's not good with money and they don't want to change, that's them. Do you see what I'm saying? And you either accept it and do everything and and some people do that. Even some women do that. Oh, I take care of the bills. I do this. I do that. He gives me the money. I budget. I do this. I do that. But if you want more of a partner, you have to grow into the partner yourself and then attract that. Look for that. You know, and the other thing, money issues say a lot because, see, metaphysically, because money is an energy, it's on the same principle as emotions, right, which are energy and motion. So people that have weird issues with money, especially like it's about care because you're probably feeling not cared for, right? Not taken into account, not considered, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So that's what I'm telling you. People that are either overly spend, if your partner is overly spending or is really stingy with money, that shows how they are emotionally. They're not really caring for you. Because anybody, like if I'm going on a hike, or let's say I'm in a canoe with a friend of mine, and they didn't bring, enough water and protein bars or granola bars or fruit or whatever, and I did, I'm going to share. I'm not going to eat everything for myself. You know what I mean? Because I care. Yeah. See, so watch how people are with money. That tells a lot about how they think about the other person, but it also tells us how we feel about ourselves. So if we're with somebody that is overly spending and isn't taking care, first of all, I would forget that, get rid of that, you do what you want to do, but I would say get rid of that joint account. You take care of your finances the way that you want to do it, and when it comes to bill paying and rent, you're like, hey, honey, do you have your portion?
Well, yeah, that is what we do. We're separate, but then when it does come down to bills, it's like he's like, "Oh, I don't have it," and I'm just expected to cover all of it. And it's like
you have in the past.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
So what is that saying? What is that saying about you emotionally then? If you would put extend yourself up like a helicopter up into the sky and look down at the relationship? What is that saying about you?
I guess if we're tying it to like emotional or how we are emotionally, like that means that I'm very like overgiving emotionally, and that's how I may want that other person to be as well. But if they're not actually there, then how are they going to give that?
Exactly. And let's fly up in that helicopter just a little bit higher. Why are you doing that? It's saying something about how you view yourself if you put yourself in relationships where you're overgiving. You're somehow not seeing your worth. You're seeing that you have to overdo or overgive or maybe be in the teacher position or the helper position to help someone out to then get the love. Because that's what you're trying to do. So you have to see your value and that, okay, what I value is somebody that can give to me in these areas or give just as much or maybe more in this one area. You have to see what you have. So there's a lot about your worth. seeing your value and your worth, you know.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
It's about your gifts. I've shared this story before years and years ago when an acquaintance from a family friend who was or is a billionaire and actually tried to date me, whatever. I was not interested. But I did give him some readings. I helped him with some, relationship problems as a psychic and a friend. And before I had the podcast or doing anything that I'm doing. And he gave me a very beautiful, just a nice gold, 18 karat gold from Italy, nice bracelet to thank me for helping him. And I didn't want to take it. I was like, no, I don't want that. I don't like strings attached. I don't want that. And he told me, he goes, Michele, that's all I have to give you. All I have is money. He goes, you have so much more. He goes, what can I give you? And I thought to myself, even though I was much younger than him, I thought, yeah, there's really nothing I need from him. I don't need advice from him. And I'm psychic, so I see a lot. I have a connection to spirit guides. I am a healer. I could get a Louis Vuitton bag or something at it, but who cares? I could buy that myself if I really want it. You know what I mean? I can earn it. So I learned something from him. And he told me, he goes, a lot of people in this world, he goes, that's all they have. They don't have anything else. It, in that moment, taught me so much about my worth and my value, and that value is beyond money. Money represents, kind of on an arbitrary level, a certain type of value, right? But it's not, it's like our gifts, what you have beyond what's in your bank account. That never goes away. But that money does represent something. So what is it representing? Obviously, that person to give me that, they really, really value the service, and as a friend, I was an acquaintance, I was a friend. And then I realized, well, that's what that person has. That's all they have. That's fine. But, you have to get something. This world operates by exchange of energy. So if you're not getting enough exchange of energy, then you're doing a disservice, and it sets you up for more and more kind of lack and limitation in your life. So, Taylor, I'm going to give you a little assignment here. Go copy and paste projection perception, 5-step emotional clearing process from my website. If you get the CD of how the mind works, and the advanced version of 5-step emotional clearing process, try it out, see what's going on within you, and then check it back in with us and let us know what you found out by your deeper dive into yourself. All right, Sadie?
Okay, I definitely will. Thank you, Michele. You've provided a lot of insight, and I really do appreciate your time. Thank you a lot. I've been listening to this show for years, and you've always been like such a helpful guide to me, so thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. And that's what I want to do, is I want to be there like so many have and are there for me. So, all right, Taylor, look forward to connecting back with you. Bye.
Thank you, Michele. Bye.
Hi, you're on air. Welcome. Michele. To awakening.
Michele, thanks for taking. Can you hear me? My name is Cynthia.
A little bit. What? Cynthia?
Can you hear me better now?
You need to speak up a bit or turn up the volume. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume. And what did you say, Cynthia?
Yeah, Cynthia.
Okay, Cynthia. Hi.
So I wanted to see if you had any insight into my job. I've been in a new job for like 90 days.
Okay.
And I'm also having my entire apartment renovated, so I have to move out, or not move out, just take all the stuff out and put it all back in after 10 days. But so I'm kind of stressed with both things.
Okay. So what do you want to know? What's coming up for the job? If you're going to...
Yeah, I guess really what's coming up about the job, what you pull up.
Well, first thing I got, it looks okay. It looks like it's running. You know, this is not some place you want to stay for long term, right?
No.
That's what I thought. Okay. So you will be moving on, but it feels like it's okay. It feels like you're getting stuff in order, even if it's not totally what you want. You know, it's like this Saturn energy we've all been going through for the last few years. It's like step by step by step. And so it's providing that is what I'm hearing. It's going to be providing what you need for the now. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right.
Are there any issues? Yep. Thank you.
Hello. Welcome to Awakening.
Oh, Michelle, this is Jules in your chat room.
Hey, Jules. Welcome.
Hello there.
Hello. Hello.
Well, excuse me. I'm calling to see what you get for me around relocating. I'd like to move maybe before the end of the year if everything sort of comes together.
Seems like it's up to you. You're on your own timetable. Now, are you not sure where you're going? You're getting closer, I hear. Why do I get Florida around you? Are you in Florida?
Well, I'm in Florida now, and we would be moving to Kansas City area.
Okay.
My daughter lives there, so it will be closer to family.
Okay, so you made that decision. Okay, so I'm seeing Florida. I see you like Florida. Yeah, the move, it's up to you. So if you are wanting to move towards the end of the year, I definitely see you there around the holidays. So if you're whether you move or spend time there, I feel like what's held you back kind of is you, not either not being ready or financed or not sure that you wanted to move there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just worry about finances mainly.
Yeah. Well, I feel like there's work there, like might even be more part-time work or something that you're going to be doing. Not a lot. Now, do they have children? I feel like kids around you, little kids.
Yeah, I would be maybe part-time work, babysitting for my granddaughter.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's what I see. Yeah. So you're definitely going to be doing that. But I'm going to tell you, Jules, you need to have your own thing. You're used to your independence. So
yeah,
you're going to feel a little constricted there. You're going to be a little bit more on their timeline, probably watching the baby a little more. I'm just hearing to say don't lose yourself and I don't want to say like don't do this, don't do that, but be aware of losing yourself in other people's needs and wants like you did so long ago, many years ago, and kind of looking in the family life as in a fishbowl, like you're the observer. Make sure you get your own life going, your own individual, not just being Grammy, mommy and Grammy. So this is a very karmic, you're replaying something out with your daughter and being able to be there or be available. So you're going to just, your guide, your higher self is going, okay, let's do it in a way that we have our individual life activities that we do and friends. And I do see you're going to have another job, something small, could be in a gift store. It's something that's quite lovely. I don't know, metaphysical bookstore, gift store, flower shop, I don't know. There's some tchotchkes there because otherwise you're just going to scream inside your head and feel like, I can't take this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Whew. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it, but you have to do it differently. You cannot go back like 19 mommy and grandmommy. You need to bring a little bit of, I don't know, Ayn Rand, Frida Kahlo, Georgia O'Keeffe. I don't know. You need to bring maybe a little Madonna in there, Lady Gaga. I don't know, but you need a Jennifer Lopez. I don't know. You need to bring a little bit more of you in there. Otherwise, I'm telling you, you may not speak it, but it will be disastrous if you do not build your own life outside of that little family unit. I think that's why you left or disappeared, right, in the past, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, divorce. I divorced my ex-husband and kind of went my own way.
Exactly, because that's who you are, a big part of you. There's nothing wrong with that. So don't be going back trying to make up for lost time. This is one thing I will tell people as a therapist. I have clients and children where the mother has been more independent, are healthier and better off than the mothers that stayed at home and sublimated their whole life. And I know our society hasn't allowed for that. It's a good role model for, if we're talking gender, the guy, the little boy, and definitely for girls, for women. Now, mind you, my mom did it early on, and I look back, and I remember when my mom went back to work, because I had an independent streak. But by that time, when parents go back to work at 10, 11, 12, 13, the kids are glad. You're screaming like, thank God you're gone. 5, 6, bake the cookies. Let's go to the park. 8, 9, 10, not so much. But that independence and confidence that it gives both children, but especially girls. So I know there's a lot of judgment on women that left or that, like, divorced the husband, went your own way, or women that went back to work. I have so many clients of mine that I want to work. Oh, my husband doesn't want me. We don't need to work. They're millionaires, billionaires. Oh, we don't need to work. It's not about the money. It's about contributing something. And by the way, philanthropic work doesn't necessarily satisfy that. Ladies at lunch. Women need to have something that is meaningful, that's theirs, just like anybody else, just like the guys, So, Jules, I'm here for you. You can call in anytime. I'm just giving you heads up warning from you, the oversouls, your individual oversouls, and your higher self. This is not about doing a redo or making up from the past. This is healthy, whole Jules coming back as independent part of you that also can interface or interact with a family. You can have both. You didn't know how to do it before. It wasn't the right marriage. That's fine. But it's like an example, not just to your daughter, but to that little girl, that you can be, remember Auntie May? I'm thinking these old movies, but Auntie May, individual, artistic. But you could be a mother and be that way now. You could be a grandmother and be that way. That just be you. This is about being you. You're not making up for anything. You've made up for these perceived mistakes in your mind for years. This is not about you trying to do a redo or trying to, attrition, making up for something you did. No. Get that out of your head. Okay?
Wow. Yes. Thank you so much. Goodness gracious. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
This is not a destiny issue. What'd you say?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, what
it's not a destiny issue?
No. How you deal with it. Like, you could stay in Florida or not stay in Florida. You're making a choice. This is some things in life we always say sometimes we don't get to decide what happens to us, but how we respond. Some things are also destiny issues or fated issues, to go live someplace or not live someplace. This is a choice that you're making on a soul level. This is why your soul is coming through me saying, please tell her this is not a mea culpa. This is not making up for past. This is not contrition, okay? This is none of that. you're going there in wholeness, or you need to be going in wholeness, not to make up anything from the past. That's done. And that's going to change your experience, and you're allowed to have your own life, right? You're not going back in servitude. This isn't about servitude. Your soul, your higher self, the higher dimensional aspect of you wants you to know that you're not making up for anything. New unit at a time. New unit of time.
Wow.
All right, sweetie, you keep
That's
it
really
posted.
powerful.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah, it
you
is.
so
I'm
much.
thinking that too.
I'm going to listen to that again.
Yeah, well, make a sound clip. You can edit it and just replay it over and over, or make your own voice note when you go for a walk, when you move there, play it, in your own voice, because this is so strong. It's weird. I didn't know that this was going to come through, but as we got deeper in I was like, whoa, is there a message for you? Whoa.
Yes.
So the destiny issue is not you going back, it's how you deal with it. Your soul wants you to just deal with it in a very empowered, whole way. Like, hey, honey, I'm here. I love you. I'm here to, set up my life and spend time with you, your family. I'm mom, mommy and grandmommy. I'm part of the family, extended family. But you're not servitude. You're not the au pair. You're not the au pair that's going there. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And even au pairs have
gracious.
an outside life. Nannies have an outside life. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You hit this, oh my gosh, you hit this so hard on the mark. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely going to listen back to this again and again. So thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jules. Big hug.
Okay, big hug to you. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Oh, I love when messages come through. You never know how they're going to come through. All right, gang. 347-539-5122 is the number. Press 1 on your keypad. Got another call.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi. Who is this?
My name is Ashil.
Bashil?
Ashil, yeah. ASHIL.
Ashil. Hi, Ashil. Welcome.
Thank you.
Which question?
On my career, I'm trying to figure out, what do you see coming up? Right now, I'm not working right now.
Mhm. Let's see. What's coming up for you? Let's see. Ashil, I goes to work. Are you back east? Are you in New York by any chance?
Yeah, New York City, yeah.
Okay. New York City, that's what I thought. Okay, so there's something about I'm getting a lot with coffee and coffee shops for some reason, or an area where there's kind of industrialized. There's an area where I don't know what those doors that you kind of lift up from the bottom. Have you been walking around a lot?
Yeah, I'm trying to be, I'm trying to also put myself out there too, because of my love life as well. So I'm trying to be a little more outside, because I was a little more sheltered.
Good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and get out in the cafes, the coffee shop. Good. Just get out more, roam around is what I'm hearing. You're going to find a new area that you like and is very intriguing for you. I feel like it's going to spark kind of a business idea or you to go in a different direction. You may even talk to someone and find some work there, or they want to meet you. Kind of got interesting street, almost looks cobblestoney or bricks on there. Let's see. So work stuff, God, that seems kind of slow. I do feel you're going to get something, but I'm not sure of the timing. Okay. You're definitely getting something because there's something about you are able to get a coffee or something before you go or go into work. You're gonna have a different routine or a different habit. Okay. So that tells me. I feel like it might be something else that you're working on.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what is it? Go ahead. You're what? It's
No,
something different that you're doing.
I used to have my own business. I used to have an online business. So I put that on hold, and but I'm just trying to see if I can do something else, or I'll go. So I don't know. I'm just trying to kind of.
No, you're gonna go back to that. That's why I'm saying a business idea. So.
Okay.
There's something else that you're going to be doing business-wise. That's why I said there's a new idea, or maybe it's a new way of doing what you did, and you're going to be talking to someone about it. So listen, Michele, even if you do this other work, which I feel could be more part-time, like you just end up taking something and it's like, okay, that works for now. That's fine. I feel ultimately there's something with your own business or that's what I'm saying. Were you selling something? There's something industrial, like
I used
moving?
I used to sell skincare online, and but something was telling me that I need to try something new, so I'm open to it. So I don't know exactly where I'm going. That's why I put it on hold, trying to focus, see what I can come up in my mind. You know what I mean? So, and I'm also open.
That's what I'm picking up. That's what I'm picking up. So no, there is something new, a new business idea that is coming in for you. And what you'll do, because you're good at sales. I just feel you didn't have the right product. And I feel like there could be something, because there's something about a storage or putting it in storage, or you see something while you're walking around and you're like, oh my God, that's a good product. I could sell it for them, or I could do it. I could bring them into the online business. So you're definitely going to be working with someone else, whether you bring them on board or they bring you on board. So just be patient. If you have to take something in between, part-time work, temporary work, just go ahead and do that. Because definitely you're going back into the business, because it's showing new business idea. And whatever it is, you're going to be meeting at this one particular cafe a lot. I see you on the computer. It might be import-export. It may be something like, I don't know, I smell coffee. I don't know if you're selling coffee or I'm just smelling the coffee from where you are sitting in the cafe, or they have something that's very unique. Anyway, what's going to happen is in this new area, you're going to get inspired. This business idea is going to come back in your mind. And because you are good with sales, you are good with putting stuff together online, I feel like there's also going to be an in-person component, so that maybe was with someone else, and maybe you're taking commission for selling for them. I just feel the product you had you were not aligned to the product. You need to choose something that either you would use or that you're very aligned to, okay, that you like.
Okay.
It's like traveling somewhere and finding something that you really like and love, and then you're like, oh, my God, everybody has to have this. I'm buying it for $2 and I'm selling it for $20. Okay?
Yeah, that's my kind of stuff.
I know. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're very good with sales, but it's got to be something you're more aligned to. I don't feel there.
That's why I put it on hold, because I felt like something was pulling me, and I said, okay, let me just put it on hold and see what happened, And I was actually being open in terms of having the partner as well. So it's funny that you say that too. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it could be somebody that has a brick and mortar store, and they're like, and you're talking to them because you're good with your gab. I see you in there chit-chatting, and then maybe you're like, look, I could do this or we could do that, and then I take a percentage or I set it up. I don't know. Or you end up working. There's some partnership is what I see. Okay. And I also see like I said, like a brick and mortar component to what you're doing. And you'll do really well. You'll do really well with it also. And it maybe look online for opportunities like that too,
Yeah, I'm open to it. I just feel maybe it's just a matter of being patient, because sometimes I tend not to be patient, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, be patient, because you're also definitely meant to work, have your own business. It shows a very strong business component.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
All right, keep us posted. I'm trying to see. Okay, keep us posted, Michele, how things go. All right, let's see. We got another call. I'm trying to see where our... Whoopsie, gotta go. Hang on, I'll try to come back to you. Let's see, because we've got our guest. I'm trying to see when our guest is coming on. Hi, you're on air.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
My name is Angela.
Hi.
Calling from Florida.
Hey, Angela, welcome. What's your question?
I was just trying to get a reading, if possible.
Yeah, you can. What's your question?
Just any future reading, anything that you see that could give me some advice. I'm kind of in a standstill right now and don't know which direction to go into moving or
in what way? Life. Let's see what's coming. Standstill. Station. Something you thought was going to work out, it was going to happen, didn't happen. Let's see. Now, why is that and what's coming up? Shifting gears. Does that make sense? You've got to shift gears. Also on the financial front. Wow. Your soul wants to do something different. Wants you to invest in yourself. Have you been thinking about taking money out or earning a certain amount of money to invest in something or do something more of what you want?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You should do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the whole thing. You've been on the fence. I feel like because sometimes there was something you wanted or thought it was going to go a certain way, it didn't happen, and now you've been on the fence about this. But it's showing the investment will pay off, will be good. Very interesting. You and Ashel, there's a similar energy, our caller right before you, where there's going to be some kind of investment in yourself and in an idea, in a business idea. And I do see by you, let's see how it's going to be successful. It's just like a little mini test from the universe. Oh yeah, very successful financially. Once you get going on something, Angela, you just go and make it happen and plow through. So you do have you got to get your gumption back, get going. You will get momentum again, and I am seeing turning point, a shift, financial success. But it's investing in you. It's the idea that you have.
Okay, yeah, usually if I do something that's like 110%, I give it all, I go all in.
Exactly, yeah. You're just not sure because life hits, it takes a bit to like, oh God, I got to rest, because you know what it takes. That's part of it, You know what it takes to do what it is you want to do. So just go for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and keep us posted. Let us know how it turns out.
Definitely, I will.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, anyone else? 539-5122-347 is the area code. You guys press 1 on your keypad if you have a question or a comment. Waiting for the guest. Waiting for guest. Hasn't called in. Let me just send a little message to Sadie. Going on because there's calling in via Skype. So I don't necessarily have a numero. A number for them. Numero uno. Okay, let's see what's coming on. Embodied mind. That sounds like an interesting embodied mind. I'm not seeing it. Okay. Tomás, ¿a dónde? ¿A dónde? Down. All right, let's see if he calls in, and then until that, I will answer questions. 347-539-5122 is the number. Okay, I see a lot of people. Are you just listening by phone? 206-651-519. Are you guys listening by phone? 503, or did you have a question or a comment? If you have a question or a comment, press 1 on the keypad. Okay, let's get back to Ashel then. You have a last question. Hi, Ashel.
Thanks for taking me back. I appreciate it. I just want to know about love. As I told you, I'm putting myself out there. I go to the park. I go to the cafe.
Love.
Okay.
Friendship's important for you friendship is important for you in regards to relationship.
Yeah.
I do see someone coming in. Kind of tall, darker skin. I see them in something camel, kind of a camel-colored beige, not beige, but kind of a creamy-colored outfit. Whatever you're doing is going to bring more people in your life and more opportunity. I don't know where you meet this person, but I definitely see you guys out and about, like going to dinners, lunch, like this cafe I keep seeing you at. It's definitely in the city.
Yeah, I am.
You are in the city, okay. I feel like they're in the city, and also you're courting them or hanging out or dating, whatever you want to call it, in the city. Yeah, I don't know. This street that I'm seeing you on is very fortuitous. There's just like a lot that happens there. I'm wondering if you're going to be going to a place where there's people are more friendly, or maybe there's some art openings or something, gallery opening, I don't know. I feel like there's some stuff that's coming up. I don't know if you see it on Facebook. Is it, a sign somewhere? Is it online? I don't know. There feels like there's invitations that you're going to be taking, and there you're going to be meeting more people. It could be a meetup or something. I'm not sure. So, there's definitely a relationship that's coming. Have you started doing that kind of stuff?
No, I was actually thinking about meetups. It's funny that you say that. And the reason
do it. Then that's,
I was trying to meet new people because I let all my friends go. So I want to start over with new people in my life. So.
Oh, well, do the meetup. Because it does show that making a difference for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you're good with the online stuff, but you also need to do stuff in person, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now. That's why I put myself out. I go to the park. I go to Bryant Park. I do everything. I walk around. I go to, so.
Just keep doing that, and do the meetups. Go to the things that you get invitations to, or that just interest you. I don't know. There's something very chatty about you're able to talk to almost anyone. So I just feel like people will naturally just start talking to you, or if you talk to them, they feel safe. And maybe it's also the area is opening up more, and so people are just more social. So you're doing all the right things, Michele.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take good care.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. Oh, I love it. Okay, I don't know. Is this our guest? Hi, you're on air. 651. Are you a listener? You're just listening. Hello? I have no idea where our guest is, you guys. So call in. More readings to chit-chat. I have no idea. And the producer is looking for it. I don't see. Let's see. Okay, got again more callers in the queue. If you have a question or a comment, press 1 on the keypad, and that lets me know that you want to get on air. Otherwise, I'm going to go in the chat, see questions. Sue in the chat, let's see what you're asking or sharing. What is up with the energies? I keep feeling electrical zaps throughout my body. Ooh, Sue, you're opening up. Like maybe my kundalini is activated. Well, there's a lot of activating energy right now. That's very interesting. Electrical zaps. Now, sometimes that happens when we do a lot of inner work or clearing work, or, we're getting in touch with a higher vibrational aspect or aspects of us. Then we're able to more open up to more electrical energy. I don't know if it was in my Patreon group. That's right. last week, one of the downloads I was getting was to drink more electrolytes and also more water, because water creates more conductivity, right? It's just like if you're standing in water and you put your hand on the exposed electrical wire or the electrical socket, woo, does that electricity come through you more than if you weren't in water or you had little rubber shoes on, right, or boots, whatever, those protective gear. So there is this like peeling off of the number. Where art thou, Mr. Gusty? Yeah, no call. Let's see what happens. Sometimes people call from other countries and they get the, time zone wrong because I'm in Pacific Standard Time or Daylight Time. I don't know. I wish we would get rid of that. I wish we would be like Arizona. I think that was the worst thing, even when I was going to school. It's better to have more light, whatever it is, naturally. You keep the light on more, go with the cycle. Let's see what's happening. Okay, she just emailed his publicist. Let's see what's going on, gangy. What's going on? Oh, boy. Okay, just kind of go with the flowy. Go with the flow, right? All right, let's see what happens. Oh, Sue, so that makes sense. I've noticed I have been able to quickly go into higher vibration in meditation. Before it would take some time when I did that. Well, that's what, guys, Sue, you've been in some of my groups. I'm telling you, stuff really works. Even like the caller that called in, Taylor. This spiritual practices, spiritual principles, soul path tools, inner work tools, mental tools, emotional tools, things that help our mindset, help our emotional body actually work. This is why people have been doing it for thousands and thousands of years. Rituals, meditation, yoga, using the meditative state, getting into that meditative state. What happens when you start clearing more energetically, you clear the denser, stuck states of emotions, conditioned response patterns, you free up psychic energy. People start losing weight, people feel lighter, people feel electrical bolts in their body, they feel more animated, more energized, because denser, stuck states, it's like having mud. Let's say this beautiful garden and you've got these planters. And let's say which is reminding me I need to repot some things, but let's say there's the roots of the plants are just so encased because the planter is it's outgrown the planter. The planter is too small. But maybe it's a planter that is copper, and so there's all this mud or rust, and then there's mud on there from it's been in storms of rain. We're like that. We have to. That's what alchemy is: polishing, cleansing off the impurities, the traumas, the things that have stuck to us, the beliefs that lock us in. Beliefs are a big thing that really block higher vibrational frequency energy coming in. When we either don't believe something can happen or we hold too much to our limited way of thinking, totally lowers our vibrational frequency. Oh, Jules, thank you. I think your YouTube channel is awesome. Great, Jules. Subscribe. Okay, it's time for a PSA, public service announcement. Let me get in my broadcaster voice. Hello, everyone, and I am inviting you to subscribe to Michelle's YouTube channel, Soul Awakening with Michele Meiche. Also, please follow her on Instagram, consider Patreon, and for questions of a more urgent need, you can contact her through MentorCam. For Soul Path Tools, soulplayground.life is where to go. Thank you, Sue. Your meditations really, really work. Yes. Sue's also saying, I know about 2 days ago I felt pain all over. Ooh, releasing for no reason, and did some meditations to flow the energies through and clear. It was after those 2 days I started feeling. There you are. Great, Jules, you subscribed. Thank you. Yeah, I see this huge community of all of us, and then more and more people connecting and creating their own hubs, their own. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I can't see the message from Sadie. He can't get connected. Is there any way you can call him in? I need a phone number. Sometimes people have Skype, like just the Skype name. They can't call. You need a Skype number. So let's see. He can't connect via Skype. He just called me. Let's see. Oh, 519. There he is. Let's see. Have him call in. Hold on, guys. Okay, hold on. 5395122. Our guest couldn't get in. Oh, he's having issues. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see if I can. He's having issues calling in. Okay, so let's see. Sue, everyone has take a moment and call him in. Well, he's been in. He can't access in through his phone, so I might have to patch him in. Let's see, add call. Let's see. Let me try to do this.
Okay.
Thomas, do you hear me?
Not very well.
Okay. Can you turn up your phone? Let me make sure people can hear me in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, you could call back in. It might be better. Were you trying to call in?
I was not very successful last time.
What happened?
I'll be happy. Nothing. I just listened to your podcast, but I was not being connected.
Oh, he doesn't want to call in because okay, yeah, okay. Let's see. Okay, you hear him, and you hear. Okay, the people in the chat, they're saying that they hear us fine.
Okay, well that's good. Let's not change a winning team.
If it's working, don't mess it up, right?
Exactly.
Okay, where are you calling from? Are you out of the country?
Well, that depends on what country you're talking about.
I knew you were going to say that. I'm in the United States. You where?
I am in Canada.
Oh, wonderful. Canada. Oh, cool.
Yes.
I'm in the United States. Yeah. Okay, very cool. All right. Now, I noticed you got 2 books here, Thomas. I want to get a little bit of your background, just kind of what brought you into the whole writing mode. But I also saw you had a book, The Secret Life of the Unborn Child, and then also The Embodied Mind, which, that sounds interesting, too. What kind of brought you to writing? Before we get into your books, whatever you want to share, I'm curious what brought you from how you were working before into writing. What was the inspiration for that?
Do you want to go back to the Secret Life of the Unborn Child, or do you just want to talk about the Embodied Mind?
Can we squeeze in both? A little of both?
Of course we can. Of course.
Okay.
It's your show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know that.
Am I thinking?
But I'm a good host. I won't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But people come to my house to eat. I don't force them to eat what they don't want to eat. Yeah. So because I'm kind of curious. See, let me just tell you, as a hypnotherapist and having worked with people that I've been able to bring them back to the womb experiences and birth experience that they have later verified by those people that are present, I was very fascinated by that topic, the secret life of the unborn child. Whoa! Both of the topics are great.
Actually, frankly, I'm surprised that you have not heard about it. I mean, it was a huge success. It has been published in 27 countries. Like, pretty well everybody knows about it. Anyway, The Secret Life of the Unborn Child was published in 1982, I think. When I wrote that, and it was published by Simon & Schuster in New York, and then in paperback a year later. And so what it did was establish the science of pre- and perinatal psychology. And what The Secret Life of the Unborn Child is all about is that it shows scientifically, not just in terms of anecdotes, which have been around for a long time, but scientifically it shows that actually children's brains are developed sufficiently by the age of 6 months after conception. In other words, at the end of the second trimester, to lay down memories. So I established that with solid scientific evidence. And so that was something that mothers, of course, knew for a long time, but most scientists, being men, did not really believe in it. So, it was an uphill struggle, but eventually that got established. So I started the Pre- and Perinatal Psychology Association of North America. I was the founding president. Then I established the Journal of Pre- and Perinatal Psychology. And so that organization has just mushroomed and has become an internationally very significant organization. What has always troubled me over the years since I wrote that book, we remember things that happened to them before the age of 6 months after conception. In other words, some of them going back even to conception, and as you probably know, some of them even to a life before conception.
Yeah, the womb,
so
absolutely, and beyond.
Yeah. So being of a scientifically inclined mind, it troubled me that there was no science to support that. And about seven years ago, I read this scientific paper about a 44-year-old Frenchman who went to see his doctor because he had a weakness in his left leg. And so all kinds of lab tests were done, an X-ray was taken of his head, and to everyone's surprise, the man had only a thin crust of brain tissue. The rest of his skull was filled with water. In other words, cerebrospinal fluid. Medical doctors refer to it as hydrocephalus. This man was 44 years old. He was married. He had 2 children, and he was employed in the civil service in France. So when I read that, I thought, how is this possible? How can a person with hardly any brain, perhaps 10% of brain tissue, 10% of what a normal person should have.
Wow.
How can he think, behave normally? It's impossible. But it's not impossible because it's happening.
It's happening, yeah.
It's happening. It's there, you know. Like he's living proof, right?
Right.
So at that point, I was really, sort of piqued my interest, and I started reading in the literature about all kinds of actually studies that have been done, particularly on young children suffering of epilepsy, and because of that, sometimes 1/2 of their brain tissue was removed, and yet, in spite of that, in spite of the fact that they only had 50%, let's say, of brain, and sometimes less than 50%, they were normal. They were normal. And then I also read about adults having significant parts of their brain tissue removed and continued to be normal. Not all of them, but a majority. And then I also read about heart transplant recipients who seem to, some of them, seem to somehow inherit, if you can use that term, their donors, with their donors' hearts, they also inherited many aspects of their personality. So when I together, I began to wonder whether perhaps there is some other explanation from the explanation that neurologists up to now have given, which is to say that there's such a thing as this mystical neuroplasticity. They love that term, neuroplasticity, which sort of means really nothing. All it means is that the brain adjusts. But how does it adjust? Nobody knows, right? It's sort of like when doctors, and I'm a doctor, so I can say this, it's sort of like doctors, when they don't know what's wrong with you, they say, well, it's probably a virus.
Yeah, and that's
right.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. In other words, we have no idea what's wrong with you, but we've got to give it a name because we are scientists, right? So then I started doing research on this, and I read about 5,000. I'm not exaggerating. I read about 5,000 books and papers, and went to conferences, and just gradually pieced together my book, The Embodied Mind, which was published a few months ago by Pegasus in New York, which shows scientifically there is a backup system to our brain, and the backup system consists of all the cells in our bodies. In other words, our cells are just, when they work together, as a unit, they are much more intelligent than we have given them credit for in the past. And when you talk about giving credit, our society for, a very, very long time has been patriarchal. And in a patriarchal society, everything is from the top down. So, who is the head of the tribe? Who is the head of government? How to get ahead? It's all about the head. And so science has kind of gone along with this idea. And there has always been this emphasis on the brain, on the head, and very little emphasis on the rest of the body. And so what I'm trying to say is that, yes, the brain is important. Of course it's important. But also the rest of the body. The rest of the body is incredibly important. And so we need to look at a much more nuanced way of looking at health, and particularly the mind. The mind, for, again, classical neuroscience looks upon the mind, what they call an epiphenomenon of the brain. In other words, it is a function, a product of the brain. The mind, according to these scientists, is sort of like the urine that's produced by the kidneys, or adrenaline produced by the adrenal glands. But you and I, and every thinking normal human person will tell you that the mind is not like urine, and it's not like adrenaline. It's not a thing. It's not something that you can measure or titrate. It's not something that you can see or put it into a test tube. So the mind has to be more than a function of the brain. And what I'm saying is it is a function of the whole body, but even probably more than that. And what that is, I'm not quite sure. But certainly the new science of quantum mechanics enters the field here. And I'm thinking more of the mind as a quantum mind rather than as a biological, mechanical, mechanistic mind.
Mm-hmm. So not overly focusing on the brain, the organ, but looking at the interface of the mind. Now, would this be also one indication or maybe result of also some, very often, our health, our physical health within the rest of our body does affect our mind and our mental state?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Why is it? Okay.
Let me give you one beautiful example. I love this. I love this example. Ellen Langer, a Harvard psychologist, studied 82 hotel maids in New York, okay? And what she did was that she divided them into two groups. And to one group, she said that their work, their everyday work, actually met the U.S. Surgeon General's recommendation for daily exercise. The other group was told something different, but not that. After 1 month, vital signs were measured in both groups. The group that believed that they were actually exercising while they were working, and they were working no differently from the other group, they had a decrease in their systolic blood pressure, they had a decrease in their weight, they had a decrease in the waist-to-hip ratio, and a 10% drop in blood pressure. All of these good things happened just because they believed that they were exercising. They were not even exercising. So one's belief system, there's a lot of research now on this. One's belief system plays an incredibly important role in our health. If you believe, that what you are doing is healthy, the outcome is going to be much better than if you believe that what you're doing is not enough exercise and you're overeating and you're not sleeping enough and all that negative stuff. So positivity and the belief system and expectations, all these things are produced by our minds, and we do have a control of what we think. So, thinking positively, being optimistic, it's in a way what I think what your show does to your listeners, because the little that I listened to, and I must admit I only heard about 10 minutes before we tuned in, sounded very positive, that you were being very supportive of your calling.
Thank you. I tried. Well, I feel people's lives are so, oh my gosh, and not only important, but special, individual, unique, right? I mean, and just to be on this planet, on this earth plane, and get through this human existence it's not always an easy feat.
And it's not getting any easier, is it?
No. And one of the things I talked about, I don't know if you heard, but we really do, we do need positive input, influences. We do need certain tools or processes. I know in my early 20s, well, definitely mid-20s out of college and out of graduate school, I thought, you do a certain amount of this and you're done. That's it. And there really is this idea of, maintenance, mental, emotional, physical maintenance. And I think people sometimes forget the mental aspect of it, the emotional aspect is very similar or same as the physical. You have to walk. You have to have nurturing food. You walk, exercise, whatever it is. You have to have that body moving. There is this repetitive aspect to maintain, to stay in good health or in good shape. And I feel like maybe that's going to be the next level of awakening, where people realize that it's just, you can't put the mental, emotional on autopilot.
Just return to science for a second. It's very interesting that loneliness, when people are lonely, may result in decreased stability of the gut microbiome. And the gut microbiome, I'm sure there's 5 pounds of bacteria and viruses that we all carry in our gut. And there is a tremendous amount of research now, which shows that a healthy, diverse gut microflora will buffer the negative effects of chronic stress or help shape social behaviors. So there's one study which even shows that people seem to have more wisdom if they have a diverse gut microflora. On the other hand, when you are lonely, your microflora somehow becomes less diversified and you become sicker. You age more. You become more negative. It's hard to know which comes first, whether it is the microflora which influences your loneliness, or whether it's the loneliness that influences your microflora. But I would say, since we have no idea what to do about the microflora, perhaps not being lonely might be a good first step. And I was just talking to a geneticist today, professor from Lethbridge University in Canada, and she was saying that she was looking at the effects of trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, the stress that people, for example, in Ukraine now are suffering of. And she was saying that one of the best social contacts, social support is incredibly important. And again, if I may say so, people like you and people like you provide that for people who perhaps are alone at home and just calling in or listening to your podcast. I think that serves an incredibly important function.
So you're saying so the loneliness or needing some social support, it doesn't always have to be in person, that there's benefit through, No, it can benefit by Zoom. Yes, we are all kind of zoomed out, aren't we? Yes, but yes, as long as you feel that you belong to a social group. So it can be by Zoom, it can be by email, radio, call-in shows, whatever it is. Obviously, in person is better. We know how so many people have suffered of anxiety and depression as a result of COVID and being isolated. But isolation kind of go hand in hand, and they're very tough. One of the things I do like about the Zoom, because I feel like it's genuine connection. I mean, I've been doing my private practice by phone for years, and then of course having this podcast. And you said it's feeling the belonging, and I feel that transcends space and time. So I feel like sometimes people have even better connections, with a teacher, with a mentor, with a trusted friend or family member that may not be in person, but it's through the phone, it's through Zoom or podcasts like this, or radio show. Sure.
Let's not forget about people who are shy or people who are housebound because physical or mental problems, right? For people like that, being on Zoom is a lifesaver.
Absolutely. And ultimately it teaches the interconnectedness of everything and everyone, that we don't always have to be right there in person, that there's something that transcends that, transcends the miles, so to speak. I love this title too, though, Tomas, the embodied mind. Yeah, I mean, you're really, and in my research, my work at this next level of awakening that's happening in so many sectors and arenas in life, a big part of it is the body, is the health, is the health of the physical body. And just think of it, a lot of our formatting on a societal level has come from this disconnect from the mind and body. Even in spirituality, definitely in religion, Judeo-Christian, you look at the Puritanism, it had this idea of this separating. Even when early on I studied meditation and I went to India and I had these great teachers, it was like you're trying to transcend the body, get out of the body. You're doing all this spiritual work to die and get out. Everything was, and I thought that one day I thought to myself, I paused and I thought, what the heck? And I used to be a dancer, so I was very much connected to my body. And I thought, wait, something's wrong here. If we're on Earth and we have a body, why are these doctrines saying that the body is bad and you have to get out of the body? I'm like, something that's causing problems here. Something's off. And so I feel like there could be this resurgence of being like you embodied, that is a key, to be in the body, to celebrate the body, understand the body, which we're just at the beginning of, I mean, you just said it with the gut health. We don't know, certain things that happen within the body, the brain. So to me, that really sparked my interest with the title of your book and the focus of the embodied mind. It's like you're bringing the body-mind back together.
Exactly. But not just from top down, but also from the bottom up. This is the important part. And
so all parts.
You mentioned
holistic. So not like the okay. Yes.
You mentioned religion for a second, right? And I think that religion also plays a part in this, because most religions sort of try to stay away from the body because of the lowest chakra, which always seems to get religious people upset.
Yes.
And so, religious people like to think of us as only being all very spiritual, right? So that has also kind of put the body into disrespect. And I think that what we need to teach people is the body is not your enemy.
Yeah.
Accept your body, accept your body. And even if it's not perfect, I mean, who the heck has got a perfect body, right? Get away from perfection and just accept your body, accept yourself as you are, the whole totality of you. Don't fight it. Don't criticize it. Yeah. And give credit.
Give credit to the body. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. 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 Accept yourself. Give credit to the body. And stop criticizing yourself and others, I mean, there are some people who are very critical of others. Those are the very people who are very critical of themselves, but they kind of project it on others, right? So if you find yourself, being overly critical, or if you find people around you who are overly critical, well, try to put a stop to it.
Yeah.
Because, again,
boy, that can be so detrimental, right? That's so...
Exactly.
Oh,
it's detrimental, destructive. It's destructive. What you want to be is constructive. And so, we need to accept also the power of our minds. And the more healthy our thoughts are, the more healthy our bodies become.
Yeah, so there really is a link. I mean, we've known this. There's been studies, but I think it's getting just much more known on a faster level, like an everyday level, that, what I'm thinking or how I'm thinking, or like you said, isolating, that really does affect me negatively. That's not life enhancing. Yeah, that's very true.
Yes, and so that's isolation is particularly a danger for older people because obviously, they have more difficulty getting around. Arthritis gets in the way. All kinds of diseases get in the way, so they become more and more isolated. Many of their friends die off as you reach your 80s and 90s nowadays, perhaps even 70s in some cases. So it's very easy for older people to become isolated. And I would say that if any sort of senior citizens are listening to us, for God's sake, do not isolate. Get out there and meet people, be with people. And even if it is, just going to your local, coffee house, Starbucks or whatever.
Yeah.
Go out. Yeah. Go out. Don't stay at home day after day after day.
Makes a difference, and you see that definitely in Europe. I've lived in Europe a couple times, and in those blue zones, people are active. They garden, they walk, they go get their coffee or their bread for the day, say hi to the baker. And I definitely feel, I don't know about Canada, you probably have, there's probably more socialization there, but here in the States, we really... We've created a society of isolation. I don't have that. I go to cafes. I go to the same, baker or whatever, So because I know how important it is. But unfortunately, our society, it's created so much, the way that it's lived, so much isolation.
Yeah, sure. There are these huge supermarkets, right?
Yeah.
And you go once a week, and you push your cart around, and you get your supplies. And every cashier that you see is new. You know, the cashier that was there last week is not there this week. And so there's no social contact. You know, there's no friendly face to look forward to. And the same in banks. You know, well, banks are closing. I mean, you do everything all online. Your interactions on the internet.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So
I think everyone. What do you think of this? I think to make a point to, even if people don't respond as much back, some people will, some people won't. But walking on the street, saying hi. If someone looks over at you in the car, the bus, or smile. You know, I mean, unless they're threatening looking, obviously. But and to say, like you said, the cashier. I think these small little things keep us interconnected. That pause. What does it say to say hi, or, you know, how are you, and be more honest, or ask the person, how's your day going? You know, something, even if it's, I mean, what do you think of that, this idea of the social banter? Do you think that can be helpful, or is it more of a moot point?
No. I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. I live in a small town. It's called Stratford, which is 2 hours west of Toronto. And it's a small town of about 36,000 people. And things don't change very much. So, you know, when I go to my local restaurant, or when I go to the supermarket and buy flowers, I like to buy flowers every Friday for my wife.
Nice.
So when I go, thank you. When I go to the flower department, it's the same person there for months and months and months, and that is so nice. You know, I say, how are you?
Yeah.
How is your daughter? You know, how is she doing in school? For about 5 minutes, you know, we have a little bit of a social contact, and it makes you feel you belong to humanity. You are part of the human species, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not a nobody. You're not a number.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's so important.
Yes. Well, we both agree.
Yeah. I think for listeners, that's a really good takeaway, and especially if there are challenges with the mental health or emotionally, that small interchange, and you just said it, a part of humanity. I think the more we can connect in with that, and that to me is also this idea of the embodiment that you talk about, because it's embodying also the human experience, which of course our body is a part of our body-mind system, or the totality. We are all in this experience together.
Yeah. Well, you know, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. You know, that if your listeners want to, you know, get a more scientific view of this, the embodied mind is really very accessible, although it has a lot of science in it. There are something like 500 references at the back of the book, but I have made a real attempt to translate all the scientific terms into easily accessible, understandable, plain English. And most people have really responded very favorably to that. So I would just like to emphasize that, you know, this is not, it is a scientific book, but it is written for, you know, any intelligent person will be able to understand it.
Well, I know we have a lot of people that do love research, you know, and any good read. So this fits into that. I love what you're doing too. I love that you're bringing it in a holistic way, the whole parts, and you know the main part, the mind and the body, you know, back together. You know, really, I think it's important.
Yeah.
Thomas, what's the best? We're winding out of time. The best way to reach you, or to, you know, the website, and then of course the embodied mind.
I have a
it's
website.
everywhere. You do? Okay.
Yeah. The Embodied Mind is on Amazon and, you know, many bookstores. The The way to reach me is my website, which is T like Thomas, R like Robert, VERNY, MD.com. TRVernymD.com.
Okay.
That's my website.
And the book.
And the book is on my website too. So.
Okay.
But
the Embodied Mind, Cognitive Science, and Human Experience. Woo! You did 100 plus on the title. I'll tell you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It all represents a lot of work, as you probably know.
Yeah.
Have you
written
a book?
Yeah. I have.
Michele,
I have. Yes, on meditation for everyday living.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've had articles published, and then I have some CDs out on how the mind works and condition response patterns, and for people to repattern.
Right.
But I love
it.
I'm very. Oh yes, even my book that was more simple, because I actually did a poll, like what do people really want in a meditation book. And I did shorter meditations and talked about the mind. But my God, I was writing from 6-8 hours, sometimes 12 hours a day. It's a lot. And then the research. I mean, it's writing a book.
And then the editing.
Yes.
And then find a publisher.
Yes, exactly. All of it. The whole part. It's. But I'm very excited about your book. I really, really am.
Well,
I feel
thank you.
Yeah, I feel like what a great concept and focus, and timely. So timely right now.
It is timely.
All right, Thomas, well, you have an open invite to come back anytime. It was really great to connect with you, and I love this insightful conversation. So thanks for being on the podcast.
In a few months, around Christmas, perhaps we can revisit.
All right, you take good care, and again, thanks for being here.
You too. My
Bye-bye.
pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone, and thank you for being here on the podcast. You make it what it is. Continue to shine your light, share your insights, and, of course, keep awake.
Awakenings broadcast every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. Archive shows available on iTunes. For continued awakened conversations and insights, join the Awakenings group on Facebook. And check out Michele's blog at soulplayground.com. And keep awake.